And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Navigating NewSpace, a segment produced by the Matthew Isakowitz Fellowship Program. MIFP is an internship, mentorship, and networking program seeks to identify and uplift the next generation of spaceflight leaders, specifically in the area of commercial space, also known as NewSpace. My name is Sidney Boakye. I am a 2021 Matthew Isakowitz Fellow, a MIFP alumni, and your host for tonight. And today, I have the pleasure of interviewing my fellow 2021 Fellow and alumni, space enthusiast, and my dear friend, Maor Gozalzani. Maor is currently studying aerospace engineering at Purdue University and is going to be graduating in 2022. Maor has had multiple experiences in the aerospace field, highlighting a few, including an internship as a manufacturing engineer at Rocket Lab, a key member of his Purdue SEDS chapter, and most recently, a Matthew Isakowitz 2021 Fellow and Matthew Isakowitz intern at Virgin Orbit. Hey, Maor, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me, Sidney.
How are you doing? Doing okay tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here, and let's kick this off.
Awesome. Well, I know one of the first things I wanted to ask you about was kind of how did you tell me a little bit about how you first got into aerospace and specifically how you got into the new space field and commercial space field.
Yeah. I've been interested in aerospace ever since I was a kid. I remember like looking up at the stars and thinking it's the coolest thing and wanting to be an astronaut, just like a lot of us. Um, but specifically within commercial space, I think when I got to college, I started out as an international student, um, and that sort of made me focus on the opportunities that would be more available for me. More traditional aerospace is very involved with like defense and government, and so that then pushed me to look more into commercial space. And then, I got super fortunate and was able to get in there pretty quickly, and really ever since my first experience within commercial space, I've just been in love with it and super excited to see where things go. So.
Awesome. And so, uh, can you speak a little bit also about once you got onto Purdue and how you kind of looked for opportunities in aerospace?
Yeah. Purdue's been a great school during my time here, and really opened a lot of doors. So, in terms of um, looking kind of for like my first experience, I just kind of landed through a mutual connection with one of the engineers at my first internship at Rocket Lab.
Hmm.
And from there we kind of started talking, and like I said, got super fortunate to kind of get that my first foot in the door. Um, and really once you kind of get that first experience, then so many more opportunities open up. I think the cool thing about new space is that it is such a new and small industry, that everyone kind of knows everyone, and so after kind of getting that first experience, you really get a good understanding of what it takes to be involved in new space, and what other opportunities lie out there, and what the future holds.
Yeah. New space is now the wild west of space.
Yeah, it is. It is just up and coming, and it's a super exciting time to be a part of it.
It's totally awesome. And I know you spoke a little bit about um, looking for opportunities in aerospace and how traditional aerospace opportunities aren't always available to people who aren't U.S. citizens or aren't immigrants or are immigrants.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, Can you talk a bit about how kind of that has shaped you?
Yeah, I think, like I mentioned, that's what's so exciting to me about NewSpace is that it opens the door to so many people, so many more people to be involved in aerospace. Um, you look at traditional aerospace, and like I said, it's very tied into government and defense and military, and that may not be what a lot of people are interested in, or what a lot of people can get involved in because of all those clearances and just other barriers that are in the way. And I think all these new commercial space companies really open the door to minorities and immigrants and people who otherwise may not be able to be involved in aerospace. Um, and I think it's so exciting because it's bringing in new perspectives, and just involving more people and showing that anyone can be an aerospace engineer, anyone can work on rockets or satellites, and that's yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, no, it's really inspirational. So, kind of pivoting a little bit from that, it's new space, commercial space is this growing field. It's really, really exciting. So much is happening. Just yesterday, I was reading about the moon mission and the moon lander, and the directive from the Senate for NASA to pick another company, not just SpaceX, but another company to actually win that contract. And I was looking and I was thinking, oh, this is great, and this is just happening at the beginning of this decade, and by the end of this decade I'm going to be 30 and have all this experience. I'm going to be 30, which is crazy. But I'm going to have all of these cool experiences that I would have never imagined probably at the beginning of the decade. So in is there a direction in new space or commercial space that is just really exciting to you right now?
Yeah, I think really just about almost everything that commercial space is involved in is super exciting because I think kind of the main core of this whole new industry is bringing in innovation to aerospace. I think, if I were to get more specific, obviously I'm a big rocketry guy. So all these new launch companies are super exciting. I think every company kind of has its own um, differentiating thing about them. But at the end of the day, it's just bringing in all these new ideas that a decade ago no one thought would be possible. Um, and looking ahead, I think just the kind of plethora of different companies with different ideas is just going to keep driving innovation to the field and keep bringing in ideas and new solutions um, that we can't even imagine today.
Yeah, competition, because it's that competition that really breeds the innovation, as you just said. Is
Yeah,
there
exactly.
is there anything that is there something that you see maybe from new space that you're like, oh, I wish maybe they would take that into maybe the civilian space sector, the more traditional space sector, or something that you wish maybe the traditional space companies would take from all of the newer and upcoming companies?
Yeah, I think if if traditional space has not learned its lesson by now, then there's definitely a lot of lessons to be learned. Um, you look at SpaceX's rise over the past decade or so, and their fight to really be a main customer for government who just used to pick like their two companies that they work with. Um, but I think what some of those lessons definitely include just like I said, bringing in new perspectives, and it really starts with employees and bringing
Mhm.
in, um, like I said, immigrants and minorities, and just opening the possibilities and accepting new ideas and new ways to do things, because doing the same old stuff is clearly not going to cut it for too long. Um, so yeah, there's a ton of ideas out there. We've seen a huge rise in like 3D printing, and integrating new systems together, whether it's all these satellite buses, or in-space fueling is a super hot topic. And we're talking about all these things that 10 years ago, no one ever thought would be possible.
No one ever dreamed of. And now it's all coming to fruition. So you're a big rocket guy, and I'm a big rocket guy, and Maor, I am eternally jealous of you having basically go into the school that's basically king for rocketry in academics. You guys have a huge rocketry lab. You're part of the rocket team on your SEDS chapter. So spinning it that way, let's talk rockets. What's going
Yeah.
on with SEDS? What are you doing?
Yeah, first of all, boiler up. Shout out to all the Boilermakers out there. But yeah, Purdue is an incredible rocketry and propulsion school. Specifically within our SETS chapter, I'm part of the liquid rocket team. So I'm our launch operations lead. We've been working on this project for a few years now. We're building a liquid methane, liquid oxygen rocket, which is a super difficult challenge, but incredibly rewarding. I've learned a ton of lessons. Like you said, I have the privilege of working at our propulsion lab here, which is world class, really. If you haven't heard of Zucro Labs, then definitely look it up, and see all the cool stuff that we do here. But yeah, I think that has been really the most defining experience that I've had in college, and the most industry like. I think the biggest thing about all these new space companies is they look for you to have real world hands-on experience, and there's no better experience you can get than from a technical team that's working on a project that's basically just a very scaled down version of everything going on in industry. Um, so as a student team, it really forces you to learn a lot and learn fast. And I think those are really similar principles to what you would find in industry. And Yeah, it's been a great experience. We're working this semester towards a hot fire, hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
So you should be seeing some exciting videos and pictures soon. And then Yeah, we're planning to launch some point soon after, and it's been a great time.
That's awesome. I'm here for it. Please, please, please post those videos. Please send me hot fire pictures. I'd love to see it. And also, being at Purdue, having this world class hands-on experience with your rocketry lab there, would you say, because I'm aware that a lot of new space companies actually come through and do a lot of their testing there. So has that experience being able to rub shoulders with some of these engineers and other team members who are working in the field, has that helped you or maybe anyone else at your school, would you say so?
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest thing is about having all these companies coming through their testing here is what we found out is, if you go to SpaceX's test site or you go to Virgin Orbit's test site, their setups look very similar to what we have here at the lab, which is super cool to see because, we signed all these alumni to go build up their test stands, and they learned their lessons here and they apply it to industry. And so that just, that really gives you, like I said, very industry-like experience, and kind of provides um, a perspective into how industry does things that you really can't find anywhere else, I think, in the country. Um, Zucro, Zucro is incredible at what it does, and it really serves as kind of like a teacher for industry, because it's a place where companies come and try a lot of their new things that they're not sure if they work or not. Um, they tune them here and then they take them back to their mission or whatnot. Um, and yeah, like I said, it's super cool to see that kind of transition of knowledge.
Awesome. Awesome. And with that, I guess with that transition, it helps you even pick, oh, do I want to work for this company? And gives you that confidence to know that you can do that.
Yeah, definitely. Working on a rocket team and doing similar stuff to what is done in industry, like you said, gives you that confidence that you can be a good engineer at whatever company.
Awesome. So I'm going to spin away from that topic, but spin to something else that I'm just always jealous of you, Maor. But so I remember seeing a post from the MIFP Instagram, and it was you going to a dinner with an astronaut. So do you want to tell everyone what that was about? Because
Yeah,
that looked pretty cool.
yeah. So Sirisha Bandla, the incredible Sirisha Bandla, who's an MIFP team member and also a Purdue alum, and the 26th, I believe. I hope I didn't get that number wrong, but the 26th Purdue astronaut. Um, she came back to campus a couple weeks ago, to get all her fancy awards for being an astronaut and also being the a VP at Virgin Galactic. And since I met her through the fellowship and met her over the summer at the summit, uh, she invited me to this dinner where they introduced her um, and gave her that award, and it was just a ton of fun. That's pretty much all I keep saying about it. It was basically just like hanging around with a celebrity. Everyone kept coming up, wanting to talk to her, take pictures, and we were just hanging out and talking like we're two friends. So yeah, Sirisha is incredible, and I think that's that's the coolest thing about um, what's coming out of the companies like Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin and all those those private astronaut flights is really everyday people can become astronauts. And that's really what it felt like, because Sirisha is just a super cool and fun person to hang out with, but at the same time she's an astronaut, which is crazy. So yeah, we were just hanging out at this dinner, and it was a ton of fun.
No, it looked like a ton of fun. It looked like an awesome time.
Yeah, yeah. It was a weird experience, trying to handle all the paparazzi with her, but it was a good time.
You're just like looking from the outside in, like, oh my God, I'm with her. Oh yeah, I'm important. I'm with her.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's great. That's great. So pivoting from that again,
Hmm.
I wanted to know a little bit about kind of actually that jumps right into it, but your life after being selected to MIFP, going through the whole program, going to the summit, and then leaving. Like, what's how has it impacted you, and maybe given you a different perspective or anything like that?
Yeah. Like you said, we just talked about it. I got to go to a dinner with an astronaut. So that's the first thing that pops into mind. But no, kind of wrapping up the program and becoming an alumni and going through the whole summit and meeting all those incredible people, um, it really just forms connections. The fellowship allowed me to form these connections that are so helpful and are really meaningful. Um, the most incredible thing that I think of almost every day is the summit, and where we had all these really heroes almost to us as these incredible space executives and leaders who have done amazing things in industry and really brought change. They they came and they wanted to talk to us and meet us and learn about what we do, um, and just forming those connections is like really unbelievable. Something that I would never imagine that I could do before becoming a fellow. And it lasts way beyond your fellowship. So, whether it's Brett, my mentor, we still have like monthly talks, or some of the other mentors that I met at the summit that I try to keep connected to. And then first and foremost, really the other fellows that are part of the program. So, doing this and meeting all the incredible people in my class. I know we all still talk to each other and keep in touch. And it's been super helpful in like my job search for next year, because now I know all these people who can, give me their opinion on their companies, or connect me to someone that would be able to talk more about that. So it really is like a lifetime membership, I think, is what Steve says a lot.
Yeah.
But it's an honor to be a part of the program, and just know all these people.
No, it's super cool. I think for me, one of the coolest thing was when we were done and then we met all of the other alumni, and realizing we're part of a group that's 100 strong, like over 100 strong. And all of these people are so in tune with what's going on in NewSpace, and just really, really have a pure passion for space in the industry.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's incredible, especially all the alumni, because they might be like 3-4 years ahead of us, which means they are those like young professionals who are making changes within companies, and driving all that innovation through. And so you really get to meet people from like at any stage at like in their life, and at a company.
Well, I know now we are 8 days away from the final day to turn in your application for the MIFP program. So I have to ask, do you have any words for anyone who's still sprucing up that application, dusting off a few things there, still got to write that one last essay?
Yeah,
Any advice?
definitely. First of all, make sure you get those applications in. If you're still on the fence, or you're not sure if you have the time to do it, just submit an application, because this could really be like a life-changing experience. But in terms of tips, I think the biggest thing is just letting your passion show through your application. That is the biggest thing that I can say. Really, just prove through your essays, your letters of recommendation, whatever it is, that you are interested in commercial space. You want to see commercial space expand and thrive, and you're willing to bring in innovation and work hard to create all these new incredible ideas to keep pushing forward everything that commercial space stands for. Um, I think that is definitely the one thing that is going to set you apart from other applicants, and kind of get you through the process, is if you truly care about expanding this industry and being a part of it.
Awesome. Well said. Well said. And yeah, in you did also mention, you were all talking about how the MIFP program has helped you when connecting to all of these industry leaders, and then just getting tidbits about different companies and helping you with your job search. Um, could you talk a little bit about that? Just because you're graduating next year, what do you see next for you? What do you see in your personal future?
Yeah. So I don't know if I told you even, but I decided I'll be pursuing a master's here at Purdue next year. So I'll be sticking around for another year to get my master's in propulsion. Hopefully, working at the lab, lighting up some rocket engines. Um,
That's what we like to
and
hear.
yeah, yeah. And so yeah, I've been started looking around for another internship for next summer. And like I said, just having all these incredible connections from the fellowship has been so helpful and valuable. Um, whether it's just learning about a company and kind of what they're looking for, or what they're expecting to do, or a little more than that, and getting a nice recommendation. So yeah, looking around. Hopefully we'll be able to hang out again this summer, wherever it is. But yeah, I'm excited.
Just tell me, Maor. I will come flying to you. I will book a ticket. Just let me know. Let me know.
You bet.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I know we are coming close to time, and I don't want to hold you too much over time, but do you have any parting words? Anything else you wanted to say to everyone else on the live?
Yeah. Like I said, if you're still debating, if you're a potential applicant and you're still debating if this is the right fit for you, and you're excited about commercial space, you want to be a part of all of this, then I cannot emphasize enough how much you need to apply to this program, because it will change your life. It's going to introduce you to people you never thought you would meet. It's going to introduce you to people who are going to be your best friends for the next 40 years of your career. Um, and it is an incredible experience that you really won't be able to find at any other place. It is way more than just an internship at a cool company.
It's way more than that.
Yeah, it is truly a family of incredible people who are all enthusiastic and hardworking and driven and wanting to accomplish the same thing that we're excited about.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, Maor.
Yeah.
I could have said that at host, but hearing it from you, people are gonna believe it way more.
Apply.
Apply. Awesome. Well, we are getting close to the 30-minute mark, so we're gonna wrap up now. But thank you everyone for tuning in. My name is Sidney Boakye. Thank you, Maor, for coming on. Maor Gozalzani, everyone. I don't know if you want to plug in like some type of me, follow me. He's on LinkedIn.
If you do have, to all the potential applicants, if you do have any questions, more than happy to answer them. Find me on social media or LinkedIn somehow. And yeah, thank you, Sidney.
Awesome. Thank you for making time. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Have a good night.